Hello, my name is Nigel Palmer and I'm the author of the book, The Regenerative Grower's Guide to Garden Amendments. Every year I go out to my asparagus bed and wonder, what am I going to do this year to improve the soil and help my asparagus be stronger and better and all the things that asparagus want to be. So this year I decided that I would plant cover crops underneath my asparagus, a diverse cover crop. And so what I did is I cleaned up the bed just as the asparagus was coming out. I moved all of the debris into the middle of the asparagus bed to create a compost pile. This will keep all the carbon in the bed and allow it to degrade further to make humic-like substances, which is a goal. I then mineralized the bed with shrimp shell, oyster shell, basalt, gypsum, calcium sulfate, compost, and IMO4. So that gives us some organic matter, some minerals, and some biology. Then I went into my seed bucket from years past and grabbed some kale, some carrots, some lettuce, some radishes, and cast them into the prepared surfaces and let them grow. The idea is that the crops will come up. I will eat them as they become available, if at all. And the root structure will then stay in the soil and nurture the soil throughout the growing season. And in the fall, I'll just let it all degrade in the soil. So this is this year's asparagus bed preparation. It's time to clean up the asparagus bed. This garlic I'm going to leave. The grass will come out. And you can see I've left the garlic growing in there, a few dandelions, a little bit of nettle. Coming along nicely here, and you can see that beautiful compost pile forming in the middle. So when I'm finished here, 1/3 of the bed will already be extremely nicely mulched. Just want to show you how easily this material comes out. Light work with the claw. Material just comes right up, goes on the compost. Shake out that lovely soil. Before I plant lettuce on here, I'm going to mineralize oyster shell, shrimp shells, basalt, compost, and IMO4. And I don't want to leave this bare. I've left some garlic in there. There's some dandelions. And of course the asparagus will come out and fill up the rows. I really need to get something in there now. So I went into my seed box and I found some organic seeds, and they were seeds that just left over. So I'm just going to scatter these willy-nilly. And this will be my cover crop. And if I harvest any food out of the deal, then that's a good thing too. Rainwater. There, my asparagus bed is set for the year. It's been cleaned up so the asparagus comes out. And there's a beautiful compost pile in the middle. So 1/3 of this garden space is already mulched and ready for next year. And I planted a diverse cover crop of lettuce, radishes, carrots. And those were all seeds that I wouldn't have used otherwise. The space has been mineralized with oyster shells, shrimp shells, basalt, compost, and IMO4. The cover crops will grow, protect the soil. The asparagus will be harvested and eaten and eventually dominate the scene. And everything will grow, and all of that green material will be just added to the soil in the fall. Nothing leaves the garden.